Alright, Panel Bob, what do we got for this final review? Or do you at least have the machine ready?
Yes, if everything goes according to plan, after this final review, I should have enough energy for the device to where once you press this button, it will create a force field to block off the way of destroying everything. I placed it right there on the desk for you.
Alright, cool. Let's take a look at Panelbot. This is a Nintendo Switch.
Yes, things got a little hectic around here during the reviews. I haven't been able to fully automate a brand new device, so just take what you can get.
Okay, I guess that's what we'll have to do. I'll get going with the review and then we'll see what we can do after it. Hello and welcome back to another session of Therapy and Panels. Some of you longtime fans may know about this book that we did back during my 100th episode. Some people at Marvel and DC had an idea, and today we're basically going with that old saying, out with the old, in with the new. And that's all I can really say for this, so let's get started with this final enrollment of Crossover Month, and hopefully this will be enough for us to save the multiverse. The cover is kind of just boring, with Spidey and Superman just posing like Jimmy Olsen just took their photo. It's beautifully well drawn, but it's not interesting or eye-catching outside of it being Spider-Man and Superman teaming up again. We open the story with Dr. Octopus arguing with his AI, which in my opinion has always been the equivalent of just autocorrect but with a superiority complex. It keeps giving him the wrong answers and is one tentacle away from destroying it and shouting, "Don't gaslight me." But all this changes when he's interrupted by none other than Brainiac. Cut to Metropolis, where Peter Parker is on assignment with Clark Kent, investigating the theft of tech that uses fast neutrons, which, through radiation, can transmit data more efficiently than Wi-Fi and is unable to be blocked. So, basically, it's the one signal that would work even in a school basement? The main issue is the theft being radiation the lab was using was actually kryptonite. After the interview, Peter explains to Clark from the entry of the break-in, the one who did the theft was Dr. Octopus, so the two quickly suit up. Meanwhile, up on Brainiac's ship, Brainiac explains to Dr. Octopus that a species he ended up destroying tricked him and placed a virus into his systems that is poisoning him. And he has Otto use the neutrons as a way to transfer the virus into the people of Earth, and in exchange, Otto will get to spread his genius throughout the galaxy. So the supervillain equivalent of going viral. Only literally. Back on Earth, the machine is activated with people screaming in pain like they just watched Batman v Superman for the first time. Spider-Man and Superman jump into action, dealing with possible car crashes and destruction occurring due to this, and Spidey, working with the pain that he does all the time, is being affected by the machine as well, and Superman is also having to deal with the kryptonite radiation that is slowly hitting the air as well. After handling a fire, Spidey realizes this isn't Ock's usual MO, and it gives Superman the realization this must be Brainiac, and they both head up to his spaceship. Once on the ship, Superman encounters Ock with kryptonite-laced tentacles. Okay, I gotta admit, that is kind of awesome. While Spidey deals with Brainiac, thanks to his agility, Spider-Man is able to outmaneuver Brainiac's calculations to fight off the wall crawler, and he decides to destroy his own ship and upload his mind elsewhere. Because if there's one of the few things that supervillains love, it's a dramatic exit. Spidey gets buried in some rubble, and after dealing with Dr. Octopus, Superman tries to stop the ship from falling towards Metropolis. With sheer will and strength, Spidey manages to lift up the rubble and deactivate the machine as Superman finally stops the ship from almost hitting the city. Later, we see Peter selling photos of the incident and continuing to line up people not asking questions on how he was able to get these kind of photos, and Clark offers to fly him back to New York as we end the story. I will mention there are some short stories here in this book, like Jimmy Olsen encountering Carnage and Lois Lane and Mary Jane Watson having a little adventure, but I am just looking at the main story. And for my diagnosis, this was actually pretty good. We may not have gotten a well-made fight scene like in the original crossover, but I gotta say, this story fixed a lot of complaints I had from that original team-up. One of them being Spider-Man actually felt he belonged in this. In fact, he did a lot more to involve his teaming up with Superman in this, and it was a great improvement. I do kind of wish the story was a bit longer rather than using this space for things like the Punisher encountering Power Girl, but what can you do? And with that, that is all the time we have for today. Thank you all for attending. As always, if you liked the video, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I am the Super Guru, signing off. Okay. Everything's tuned in alone, right? The towers are around. Only one thing to do now. I'm alive. Man, but what happened?
According to my calculations, we did it. You managed to activate the device just in time to save us all from total annihilation. Congratulations.
So we did it. I saved the multiverse. Awesome. This has been the best crossover month ever. I hope you all enjoyed it.